Hey guys, Elliot here from Microworkshops. I'm going to show you how to model a Listerine bottle from start to finish. So let's get started. So I'm just going to start a new part. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my sketch pictures. So I'm going to start with the front plane sketch picture. So I know that the Listerine bottle is 165 ml tall. So I'm going to start my center line here, or construction line, and bring it up vertically, press escape, smart dimension, 165. And now I'm going to bring in my sketch picture. So I come up to Tools, I come down to Sketch Tools and Sketch Picture. And Listerine. I'm going to start with the front. So I'm essentially just going to scale the picture to this construction line. So I know the height of the bottle is 165 millimeters, so once that pops in, I'm gonna scale it down. So you hold shift to scale it proportionally. You can use the scale tool, but I prefer not to, so I deselect it and hold shift, keep shrinking, shift again, hold shift, and zoom in. Now if I line up my bottle about center, and so that's about right. So center it, and we're going to go to full image and make it partly transparent, because it just sort of helps when you're sketching over. So we say OK, and then we come to put the sketch on our side profile, so our right profile. So we click on our right profile on the right plane, so we click on the right plane and we start sketch. Look at it head on. We're going to use this same construction line again to scale the picture. So Tools, Sketch Picture. So deselect Enable Scale Tool, shrink it right down. Zoom in, line up, hold shift, scale down. And lastly, we're going to put the top picture on the top plane. So if we sketch on the top plane, look at it head down. Same process again, Tools. Before we bring it in, I'm going to give it the dimension we need to know. So it's going to be 75 mil horizontally. So if you just use your construction line and then you right click, select midpoint, hold control, click the origin, coincident, go to smart dimensions, select it, and 75 mil. Now we come up to Tools, Sketch Tools, Sketch Picture, select our image. Okay, so same process again. We're just going to grab it, scale it down, disable the tool, hold shift and drag. And we say OK to that. Forgot again to double click the sketch picture to make it less solid, so transparent again. Great, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this section of the body, it's going to be quite simple. So if we go to our top plane, we start sketch, click on it, head down. So we know this is 75mm across. So if I get a rectangle, center rectangle, and I make this, drop that there, press escape, smart dimension, and I'm going to make this 75mm. And we're just going to press escape. We're just going to manually drag it to roughly where it looks right, and then just specify the dimension to whatever it was there. So really simple, just get your 3-point arc up here and click on both points and then drop it there. Now we're just going to give it a dimension, call it 77, and we're going to press escape, click this line, hold control, and click this other line, and we're going to make them construction lines. So I'm just going to mirror this about this line just to save myself some time. So mirror. We'll start again to be sure that we got this recording good. So now we're just going to add these curves. So if we get a 3-point arc there, click, and just drop it, press escape, and we'll give it a smart dimension. I'll give it 78. And press escape. And now I'm going to mirror this about this line. That's not in our model, so come out, draw, center line, just for our mirroring, press escape, now mirror, select that, and mirror about, select our line there, say OK, and then essentially now all we have to do is make these two construction lines. So click that one, hold control, and click the other, come down for construction, so now they can't do anything, and we're going to emboss it. So if we look here and we just go to features, emboss, and we're starting from the very bottom, so if we just do this visually, so we look head on, and we bring it up, we want to come up to this line here, so we're looking at 125, yeah, that looks right, and we say OK to that. Now what I want to do is I want to create this detailing here and also these chamfers on the top and the bottom. So So now it's pretty simple. I'm just going to make a new plane using my top and just dragging it up. I'm going to make it up there 50 mil, let's say, and we say OK. And now what we're going to do is we're going to sketch on this plane, so sketch, and we're going to take this profile, so click the face and convert entities, and then we're going to get that. Now if I click one of these lines and say offset entities, I don't know what that measurement is yet, but let's just say 5 for now. Reverse. Base geometry will become no, we'll leave it as that is. And let's make it 3. I'm going to say OK. And we're going to cut that, so extrude cut. Just for the moment I'm going to come down 20 mil and I'm going to go up 40 mil. And I'm just going to look on our sketch picture. How we're looking this way. So if I just want to hide my body, I can just use my tab key to remove this so I can see. Control Z to bring it back. Move it. So we're about right there. I'm going to chamfer these edges now. So we can see this edge and this edge, this edge and this edge. They were quite large, not as large as 10 mil, we're just going to say 5, I say 7. And so we've got that first profile there. Now let's do some smaller ones on the bottoms here. Let's make them 3. And I'm going to say OK. And again here, a little trick to do this quicker, right click. I just want to do it, but if you select this face and say chamfer, that will probably do it quicker as well. So 2, let's do 1. You don't really want that, so Control Z. Just trying to get that. Select loop. And now chamfer again. Just going to pick up all those edges. 2, so 3, 3 again. Yeah. And then a slightly large one down here. Let's do it again, select the loop, pull it down, and chamfer again. I'm going to make this one 6. And now I'm going to zoom out. And now it's just a matter of making this spout on the top, which we can do with a Revolve boss. So let's look at it head on. And we can see here what we really want to do is a pretty simple revolve. So on our front plane we start sketch and we're just going to overshoot it over this body and we're going to merge them together as I revolve it, so it's no problem with that. So I'm going to come up to here and then we've got this little flange. I'm not going to give it any dimensions because this is roughly correct. Now we've got our thread, so let's bring our bottle up to here. And come all the way back down and drop it. So in fact I'm going to make this a little bit lower to account for the thickness of the lid. So I'm going to come down a little bit. And now I'm going to come to Features and Revolve Boss. Let's get the right line selected for the axis, which is this one. There we go, we've got a nearly correct sizing, which doesn't really matter for the purpose of this video. So we got the revolve and we got merge results ticked so that it's going to become one with this body below. So we say OK, and there's the, let's just bring the chamfer down a tiny bit to compensate for that point there. So 6. Yeah, let's do it 6 as it was on the bottom. And now let's shell it. So I'm just going to press J on my keyboard, which hides all sketches at the same time, so we can see this a bit clearer. And we're going to go to shell. And we select this face, and we're going to give it a wall thickness of 1.2 mil, and we say OK to that. And there we've got a hollow Listerine bottle. Now let's just make the lid that goes on top of there and a screw thread. So with the screw thread, let's start a plane just below here. So if I just click this face and come to reference geometry plane, it's going to automatically send it parallel to the face. So I'm going to flip, and I'm going to make this 5 mil away. I'm going to say OK, and now I'm going to start a sketch on this plane. It's already selected, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to press Convert Entities to take that path there. And now I'm just going to come to Features, Curves, Helix and Spirals, and this is going to be the path in the sweet boss that we're going to use to make the thread on this Listerine bottle. So let's reverse the direction to start with. Just grab that, bring it this way, or you could have done reverse direction here. We're going to start an angle of 0 just naturally. I'm going to reduce this pitch quite a lot, so I'm going to make that just a 5 mil pitch or 4 mil pitch, and we're going to give it 2 rotations, and we're going to say OK. And now we've got this helix spiral which we can use to make the thread of this Listerine bottle. So let's locate the start of the thread, which is here. So I've done the start angle of 0, so if it was 90 degrees then it might start here, if it was 180 it might start over here, and 270 over here. So with the 0 selected, we're just going to go to our right plane, and we're going to take a cross section of it there, just to help us visualize, and use our view cube spacebar to use your view cube. And this is the start of our thread here, so let's just get something sketched out on this plane. I'm just going to do it away from here for a moment, so vertically up to here, to here, to here. Let's get a construction line at the midpoint of this line, and escape, and right click, select midpoint, and then hold control, and then wait for that to pop up. So now we've got a thread which we can give dimensions of. So smart dimension, let's do it at 0.75 mil. Height of this thread, and the base is going to be 1 mil, and the top will be 0.5. Let's do it at 0.4. Maybe let's reduce this height down to 0.6. Just double click the dimension if you want to change it. And we say OK to that. Now I can click and hold and drag this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this point, and then I'm going to look at our thread. I'm going to hold Control and then click this other point. And we haven't got the pierce relation, which is what I wanted, but so I'm going to click it again, hold Control, and then select the line, not the end point, and pierce. And then it's got the relation that we need to make the sweep boss work. So now we're just going to say OK, and we go to Features, Sweep Boss. I can't see my sketch right now because I've got hidden sketch mode on, so I just press J on my keyboard to bring it back. I can see it now. And I select the profile of this thread, which is the sketch I just did, and then I select the helix spiral for this thread, and that's what we get there. So we say OK, and we take away cross section and press J again to remove the sketches. So now we've got our thread, and I just want to make the bottle cap itself. So if I go back to here and I look at my front plane, and I'm just going to press J again to bring my sketches back. So it's just a mill or something. Right, so I start sketching my front plane. I'm just going to copy this line here and here, just by drawing a line over it, and then I'm going to make another line, and I'm going to start here. I'm not giving it dimensions once again, but you might want to do that. I mean, with my sketch pictures, I don't need to use dimensions because they're dictating the size just by doing the tracing that I'm doing. So drop this down and bring it up. It seems slightly tapered, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to do it vertically, and to here, to here, and then let's get our line again, and I'm going to bring this up, bring it to here. I want to indent this thread, so I'm going to make the clearance very small between this line and this line. So I'm just going to click this and make it a construction line, and I'm going to use my smart dimension to just tell this 0.1. And all we're going to do now is we're going to trim away this part here, trim entities, click, drag, and we're going to revolve this lid. So let's set the line, revolves about, and then give it. We've got some lines which are still solid lines, so I'm going to come out here and I'm going to click that solid line, and I'm going to tell it for construction, and then I'm going to go back to my revolve and complete that. So that is our axis that we're revolving around, and we're not going to merge it with the body. We're going to say OK. And then to create the female part of the thread in this bottle cap, I'm going to use the indent feature, which isn't really the correct way of doing it, but just visually speaking it looks kind of cool, and it's a quick way. So if we come up to our command manager search bar, we just press indent, and and our target body is going to be this, and the tool body, so the lid is our target body that we want to do something to, and the tool body is what is doing the cutting. So we're going to say this is doing the cutting, and we're essentially just creating the female part of this male thread that we've already modeled. So I just say cut, and then it's cutting where the two bodies are interfering. I'm just going to give it a clearance of 0.05 mil, and I say OK to that. Now we can see our, if I use my move body command to show you what it's done there, I bring that up. Now if you see there, we've got the female part of that thread with a clearance of 0.5 mil between each part. I'm just going to delete this now. And all we really got to do after this is just give it some appearances. So plastic, clear, translucent. That body's going to be translucent. This is going to be a black, shiny plastic. We might want to put the little cut details in this lid after giving it a fillet on the top. So we're just going to give that a little 1 mil fillet. So I'm just going to cut those small. So if you click on this face and start a sketch, top down, do a very small little cut into the piece here. So I'm just going to sketch it. Doesn't really matter too much. And we're going to go features, cut. And are we actually cutting into that body? It doesn't appear so. So I'm just going to click this edge and convert entities to check. No. So I'm going to make that construction line, click on it, construction geometry. Let's look at his head down. So we're just going to drag this over here. And we're going to cut feature, extrude cut. We're going to go up to this surface here, so up to here. So up to surface, I'm just going to cut up to that point. We say OK, and then we just circular pattern that. So we say around this diameter, and it's got the cut. And we're going to give it loads. We're going to give it 100. And let's give it 50 and see what that does. Let's give it 100, and that's about right. And there you go, you got that detailing. Let's just put that black back on the body there. So there you have it, that's your Listerine bottle. So now let's get the logo and the sticker embossed on the shell. So it's pretty simple. I've just sketched out this profile beforehand just for the sake of speeding this tutorial up. But really simple, you just start a sketch and you do it on your front plane while you're looking here, and you just update it, just leave it like that. Now with your front plane, you just select that. So I'm going to start another plane over here. So you select your front plane and you come up to reference geometry up here. Select it, and we're just going to send it 50 mil away parallel. And on your plane here, you're going to start another sketch, and you're going to go to convert entities, and with your drop down, with that sketch that I had just done in preparation before, you're just going to say OK to that. And I'm going to delete the top profile. And I'm going to come out of the sketch, and I'm going to come up to my command search bar, make sure the command is selected, and then type in wrap, and then I can use that sketch that I just made there, and I want to lay it on this face, and I'm going to emboss it up 0.1 mil. So now you can see it's just embossed up there. And then I'm going to do the same again for this sketch. So I get my convert and come down to that same sketch again. This time I delete the bottom half lines and come out of the sketch, back up to wrap. Okay, wrap. It's automatically got it selected. That sketch, and then on this face, and we say OK, and then we just got to put the Listerine Cool Mint text on there. So on that plane that I just made, let's look at it head on. Then we use text to create the Listerine first. Listerine, and come to your curve box, select it, and then just click anywhere so it drops. So we're going to make that font larger. We'll make that 26. Let's make that 32. And select curve so you can drop it where you want. Right here, looks good. Okay. Now we're going to do the wrap again. So with wrap, you've got to come out of your sketch, select wrap up here, and again drop it on that face. Which got here 0.1 mil embossed. Okay, and then just the Cool Mint, same process. On plane 4, sketch, get your text open, look at it head on. And Cool Mint, drop it here, so curve and then drop. And we're going to make that larger. I'm going to make that 23. And again, select the curve box so you can drop it where you like. Actually, going to make that 20, that font size. And yeah, so okay, come out the sketch, go to wrap, select the face, same again. Whoop. And then J on my keyboard to take away the sketches. Also don't want to see that helix spiral, so I'm just hiding it. And I'm just going to give this color. Come here, same again. And for Listerine Cool Mint, just another black wrap. And on the wrap feature, drop it there, wrap.
Vidigo.net